women's 1,500 metres, and there is a notable omission. Who is that? Well, none other than the Netherlands' Sifan Hassan, who just wowed everybody at the Tokyo Olympics last year, running the 1,500, 5,000 and 10,000 metres, winning gold in 2 and bronze in the 1,500. It was an extraordinary performance that just blew so many people away that questioned, would she have enough gas in the tank to be able to do all three successfully? And she answered them in an overwhelming fashion, Lewis Johnson. She was remarkable.
Unbelievable. And Lee, after that 10K final, I remember you talking about how many laps she had run, and even I was shocked. So I grabbed an index card, right, and I wrote down this 61 and a quarter laps, and I gave it to her. And I said, do you have any idea how many laps she ran? She said no. She was blown away. Actually, here's the moment. Would you say thanks to Lee? Thank you. You had no idea, did you?
No, I know.
61 and a half laps. That's how many you raced. So keep that as a souvenir.
I never forget this Olympic. This is gonna be like.
Oh. And you never run 3 events again either, huh?
No, that's crazy. I wanna be normal for now.
Okay. Congratulations, okay. Oh my goodness, Sifan said she had something called stupid nightmares and woke her up many nights wondering why in the world she had agreed to run 3 events. Well, apparently at least she learned her lesson, only 2 events at these World Championships.
Yes, that's right. Entered in all 3, and then her and her coaching staff decided they'd drop the 1,500 and Cara just focus on the 5,000 and 10,000. Now, one of the lead contenders and a medalist from Tokyo, Laura Muir of Team Great Britain.
Laura Muir had a huge 2021, winning silver medal in the 1,500 meters, kicking away from Sifan Hassan, who we just saw, to claim that silver medal. She started off her year really strong, but then she struggled a little bit. She said herself she's had 1 good 1,500, 1 bad one, and 1 medium. She has been running really well in the 800, and she has spent some time at altitude in Colorado Springs, and she's hoping that she'll be ready here now.
Are you looking for a runner from Team USA? Well, here she is. This is 24-year-old Sinclair Johnson of Longwood, Florida, who won the 1,500-meter title here just 3 weeks ago.
She was an NCAA champion in the 1,500 meters, and there was a lot of hope she was going to break through, and she struggled her first couple of years as a professional athlete. She switched coaches this year to the Union Athletic Club, coached by Pete Julian. He gave her more speed, and all of a sudden we got to see her talent come out. At the Prefontaine Classic, she ran almost a 5-second personal best in the 1,500, and she won the U.S. championships with a killer finish. I think good thoughts for her. She has a good chance to make this final and be up front.
So the first 6 in each heat, and then the next 6 best times will make the semi-final on Saturday evening, tomorrow night, which you'll see here on NBC Sports. So here we go, first of the women's 1,500 heats, first of 3.
And Lee, it's always a puzzle. How do you treat each round of the 1,500? You have to have strength because you have to be able to run 3 1,500s pretty close together, pretty high level to make it to that final and perform well at that final. So there's always some nerves and different strategy of how to get through the prelim, the semi, and make it to the final still ready and hungry to run a hard race.
Now keep in mind where Laura Muir is, the Tokyo silver medalist. She is right at the back of this field, but she is a very calculating runner. She runs with a great deal of confidence, as Sinclair Johnson of Team USA is nicely placed in second early on in this first heat of the women's 1,500.
And she's just tucked in behind Mashesha from Ethiopia, who is having a great year herself. Ethiopia swept the 1,500 at the World Indoor Championships earlier this year, and she was third. And so there's been this resurgence of great Ethiopian 1,500-meter runners right now, and they are hoping that they're going to sweep that podium here as well.
Hiru Mashesha leads the way over Sinclair Johnson of Team USA, then Team Australia's Georgia Griffith, who took nearly 4 seconds off her 1,500-meter personal best in a recent Diamond League meet this year, so she's in good form at the moment. Sabatini of Italy, also in the mix. All in blue, hit number 3.
You know, this is definitely more strategic. You can see all of the bunching, how they're way out into lane 2 back there. They came through in about 66.3 for that first quarter, which again is not flying. You know, that's about 408, 409 pace. And so that's why we see so many women together, although now we start to see a little bit of a break here. Mashesha does not want to get caught up in that. She wants to make sure she moves through.
And moving through from last to second in about 75 metres is Laura Muir of Team Great Britain. So she stayed at the back just for a little while, but entering these final 2 laps, she said, I'm going to position myself. I'm going to buy myself a little more space.
Yeah, she said, you know what, I don't have to kick that hard to make it through this round. And Laura Muir is always very easy to pick out. She really punches the air with her arms. She really uses her arms a lot more than most distance runners. And she looks really, really powerful when she runs, like she's sprinting. And so she really wants to make this through. She has been great at the world level for a long time. Her first global medal came last year, and she would like to continue that momentum and, you know, move herself into one of the all-time greats.
Two-time Olympian Marta Penfreitas of Portugal. You'll see her all in green and red. She's on the outside on the left there, just on the flank of that top 4 or 5, just on the outside of Georgia Griffith as they approach the bell lap. So Mashesha of Ethiopia, Great Britain's Laura Muir, Team USA, Sinclair Johnson, the national champion of 3 weeks ago. Now she's on the world stage.
And Lee, this is going to be hot here because they slowed down and bunched up. Everyone had a shot here to get back into this. So I'm going to predict that we're going to see a really quick last 200 here with people protecting their position. People are going to be moving out into lane 2, making sure that they are in that top 6 so that they know they've made it through.
Judith Kaying on the outside of Kenya. And then Van der Lest of Belgium on the way home.
And Mashesha just looks so relaxed. She just almost, like I said earlier, she almost looks bored. She's just protecting her position. Muir looks good. Sinclair Johnson needs to make sure that she doesn't let more than a few women go by her on this final 100. She's actually on the inside and a little boxed in at this point.
What's the position you need to be in? Top 6. Look at Sabatini in blue of Italy. She pushes Sinclair Johnson out of the way to consolidate her position in that top 6. Georgia Griffith is in the mix. So Mashesha of Ethiopia, Laura Muir, Sinclair Johnson, Sabatini, Georgia Griffith. Those 5 women go straight through. And 6 we will see automatically qualify for the semi-final tomorrow night. 4:07:03 for Mashesha, Hirut Mashesha of Ethiopia.
And she looked very good. She really controlled that whole race and brought the pace down as it went. And now she's rewarded to move on to the next round. That's the life of a 1,500-meter runner. You got to go at it one more time before you get to that final. And Laura Muir looked good. Laura Muir looked like herself. She, like I said, she has struggled some this season, but she looks like she's found herself again and found her form when it matters.
And it was Italy's Sabatini getting that 6th and final place. Good run from Laura Muir of Team Great Britain. Here is that final 100 metres. Sinclair Johnson sitting in 4th at the moment. Georgia Griffith coming on strong.
Yeah, Griffith really ran herself into that next round with a great finish there. I would say the rest of the women looked pretty relaxed. You know, they knew what they needed to do. They opened up. It's always good to shake out the nerves, get your first round done, put yourself in the front, but keep something in your pocket because you have another round before you hit the final.
So 1 of 3 women's 1,500 heats done, 2 to come, and more Team USA competitors like Ellie St. Pierre. She's up next.